How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. just cause we can, cause I'm home and I got an hour to spare. So what the heck? How we doing? I'm glad. This is good. We got a lot of people popping on really fast. Vanessa, at least you commented first. Maybe you weren't here first, but you commented first. You get points for that. So thanks for being here. How's everybody doing? James and Mark and Jeff and Carlo. All right. Just for fun. How's everybody doing? So what are you guys up to today? Wish I knew you were home. We could have done lunch. Oh, that's true. Well, next time. First time listener, first time caller. Hey, Anthony, welcome. Thanks for being here. Because you're the first time guy, we're going to play this thing because I like it. Alec. All right. Or Alk, Paul Alk from Discord. I said I would be streaming, right? Did I get the battery? I did. I got them and I like them. Carlo, thank you. I haven't done anything with them, but I like them. Let's see. Alk, was that you? Or Paul, was that you asking about that card? Somebody was having trouble getting the... it's not called Monster Card anymore. It's called like Attributes Card or something. I can't remember what it's called. Hey, from work. How's it going, Phil? Just trying to integrate Motion Eye. And up popped your stream. All right, Nathan. How's Motion Eye going for you? I liked it. If you have a machine that can run it, like if you're running it as the add-on, that's great. Auto Entities card. That was the one. Auto Entities. Yes, yes, yes. Let's play with that. You guys want to play with that for a minute? Somebody was asking about it, and I thought, well, mine still works. I haven't played with it in a while. So let's poke around. Let's see what we can see. Shall we? Where's all my cameras? Oh, there they are. Okay, that's better. Ooh, oh, we got to do some cleaning up in here. Good gravy. Good gravy. Let's see. We got to change some of this too because I can't see the back there. It's me singing my own song. Is that like tooting your own horn? Let's see. Filters. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's good. All right, all right, all right. I'll say this. How's it going, buddy? Good to be here. All right, Frank's here. Frank doesn't have a voice. Frank got sick. Is that right, Frank? That's a bummer. Oh, you know what's going to happen pretty soon? Shoot. I didn't even think about that. My work's going to call pretty soon and say, hey, we need you something tomorrow. All right, Sanders here for the first time. All right, let's do this one for you. Thanks for being here. Installed HA, which is Home Assistant now. There's no more HASIO. Did you guys see that? It's all Home Assistant and Home Assistant Core. Hey, Glenn's here too. Man, oh man. Yeah, Vanessa, no China. No China. Officially. Well, I didn't cancel my tickets yet, but we're not going. I mean, the CDC comes out and says, and for those of you not in America, the CDC is America. I just said it like that, didn't I? Oh my gosh. The CDC is the Center for Disease Control here in the United States. Oh, there's Mrs. Z's. The Center for Disease Control here in the United States, and they came out and said no non-essential travel to China. And as much as I would like to think my trip to China was essential, I guess it's not essential. So what I was mostly worried about wasn't so much like getting sick and dying or something, or my wife getting sick. What I was mostly worried about was getting stuck there. Like if I got a fever or she got a fever, honestly, if she got a fever, I think I'd probably have to come home, which would really be bad. But, you know, I can't be stuck in China for a month or 2 weeks or something and not working and all that stuff. So no thanks. Any specific plan regarding a topic today? Cuba, kind of, sort of. WHO said the same on China. Did they? Yeah. Marca. First time. Any new sounds? Any new sounds for you? Let's see. I only have 3 of these. I haven't made any more in a while. All right. So we were going to look at, so here's a couple things. Somebody was asking about the, I can't even think of what you guys call it anymore. But it's this card that I'm using here that basically shows me everything that's on. And they were looking at trying to get a battery sensor. So this is the, well, I guess it's still Monster Card here, but it's not called Monster Card anymore. It's called you guys already told me. I have to scroll back up here to see it again because my memory is that good. Buenas tardes, Luis. Where'd it go? 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 You guys will tell me again in a second, whatever it's called. Confusing situation. Just got more confusing. Oh boy. Auto entities. Thank you, Seamus. Auto entities card. Let's look at the documents for the auto entities card, which is going to be in the community store. I had to change a little bit of my coloration here because I was recording some video footage for a couple of new little devices, Shelly dimmer, Sonoff dimmer, Sonoff micro thing. And as I was looking and trying to show my screen, you couldn't see a lot of the text because it was dark blue. All right, so if you don't know where to find card stuff, I mean, for me, it's going to be under installed because I've already installed it. But most of the card stuff, auto entities, there we go. Auto entities. Let's go to the repository. So here's what I think we are looking for. So what? Sorry, yes, I have a throat inflammation. My voice is low and painful. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a bummer. What do I do for screen capturing during video, Greg? I use if I'm working on my computer like this, I use the same stuff I'm using for streaming right now. So it's Streamlabs OBS. So it's really OBS. If you don't have Windows, they don't have a Streamlabs version. And if all you're doing is capturing video, capturing your inputs like your mic and your webcams and stuff, then you can just use regular OBS. OBS is open broadcasting software, I think. Can you run Hacks and Hass.io? Pring. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So the name change thing, for anybody who didn't hear, Hass.io is now going to just be referred to as Home Assistant. So when somebody just says Home Assistant, we're talking about Hass.io, which has been, well, I'm going to try and talk about all the branches or whatever, I suppose. But basically it's been, if you install it on a Raspberry Pi and you install this sort of, I guess it's supervisor, but in my mind, it's just operating system, whatever. Anyways, Hass.io is what most of us are running. If you have the access to the add-ons and things, that's going to be that. If for those few people who are still running or who are running Home Assistant like separate from Hass.io, I guess, like if they're doing it as a software package, then they're calling that Home Assistant Core. So anyways, we're going to slowly get away from Hass.io. Not slowly. We're going to get away from it today. Today. No more Hass.io names. Everything is Home Assistant now. Anyways. All right. What was I talking about? Oh, we were doing this. Okay. So somebody was trying to do a battery output, right? So they want to use this card to filter any devices that have a battery that's less than 50%. Okay. And I don't remember who it was or what it was. Still running Haspian, but need to move over soon. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yeah, you're like one of 3 people I think left in the world that are running Haspian, probably. Just found your stream last week looking for 8266 Holiday Light Show. Got lots of great stuff here. Great job. Thank you, Precious. Thank you. Will integrations be going back to components or now called integrations? I think they're staying as integrations. They're still going to, I don't think we're changing the name of that. Or not we, like it's up to me at all. It's not up to me at all. I don't think they are changing. Whatever happened to that Z's icon animation that guy was doing for you? I don't know. That was Creative, I think. I haven't seen it in a while. He hasn't been around as much. I've seen him, or I've chatted with him a time or two, but not much else in a bit. Integrations will be integrations. Very good. Thank you, Frank. So what do you think about how you would formulate, like this right here. And this is probably what he tried, and that didn't work. I would guess that what's gonna matter is what the attributes are, right? Long time stalker, first time attending. Hey Josh, thanks for being here. I wish we could. Some are, others are not. We could never come up with something everybody loves in these cases. Yeah. Just turned on my phone and got the stream notification. Fantastic, Reese. Fantastic. Let's see. Seamus, were you involved in that? Who was asking about that? What Discord chat was that in? Let me see if I can find it. Ooh. Well, that's nice, Carlo. Is that auto entities? Okay, cool. Let's show that. So Carlo just sent this. Here's an example. Now, what would you do here to show only the ones that are less than 100%, just for the sake of getting the filter to work for this fellow that was asking. I'll remember who it was here before too long. It would have to be something like this. Filter include, right? And you've got to filter include anything that says battery. Okay. So what we want instead, we don't want filter include anything that says battery. We want filter include attributes. Try that. Pop that in there, Carlo. Pop that in there and let's see what you get. I know it wasn't you asking, I don't think, but. And then just do it, but change it to 90 and see what you get. I'll let you do the experimenting. Figures I would still be at work when you started to stream. I'm sorry, John. I always referred to it as Home Assistant, and only if I needed to call it specific installation method, something else. Yep. Hey, mate, I want to thank you for all your guides. You're very welcome. It has helped me a lot in my Home Assistant adventures. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Kim. Kimmy's by Bloomberg. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You're at lunch. Sideband Samurai. Well, it's a good time. It's good. This is something to pass your lunch. Got to go to work. Thanks. See you later, Anthony. Check out the integration in Hacks for custom icons now. You can use self-made icons. Oh, wow. That is cool. That is cool. I guess I could do this. Let's try it. Let's just make a card like this at the same time. Yeah, we can do that. I've got some things that are less battery than 100% because it'll probably even show like my blink cameras and stuff, I would guess. Let's give it a go. Let me know if you can't see anything. I can't see what you can see. Okay, let me scoot this over. Oh, that's fine. It's almost 10 p.m. Almost bedtime. Well, I'm glad we got on early for you, Mark. All right, we're going to go to this test page because that's where I do all my tests, because that's why I called it tests. We'll do a manual card, and then we're just going to paste in this stuff that Carlo has here. And all that's fine. This is the part I want to change. So let's just change this part to be instead of entity ID, we're going to put in attribute. And then battery. And then big quotes, less than or equal to, let's just say less than 100. I just want to see anything whose battery is not fully charged. Let's just see what shows up. Bah. Do I not have cannot convert undefined or null object? Let's simplify it. Hopefully I have that card type, right? See, I don't need all these things. Let's just do this. No. Sure, my spacing's just off here a little. Card. Oh, I do have to have some entities, maybe? Yeah, let's go back. Try that again. What do you think's wrong? No, shouldn't be by attributes. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Take null away from attributes. I have null in attributes? Oh, why is that there? Oh. Did that self-populate that? It must have. Yeah, okay, so then do I just need... Okay, wait, let's see. It's 2:30 a.m. Got no place to go. Namaste from India. Did I say it right? Namaste? Namaste? Well, thanks for being here at 2:30 a.m. Filter include entity, battery, state, attributes. We'll miss the stream, but watch it tomorrow. Okay. Tap over battery. Just bring battery up to the top. Oh, tab over. If it's only one attribute. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go. Did it. There you go. Now, though, what we want it to display is, what if we want it to display that? Just a question. Do you run Home Assistant on a Windows PC? No, Steve, I run Home Assistant on a Nook, an Intel Nook, which is just a single board little PC. But the base operating system on that machine is Proxmox, which is basically a virtual machine operating system. So Proxmox just manages virtual machines, and then you install whatever you want. You can have several instances of Home Assistant. You can have Raspberry Pi. You can have Windows, or just Raspberry Pi. You can have Raspbian. You can have Windows. You can have Linux. You can have whatever the hardware will support. So that actually, I think, solves it. Thank you, James et al. For fixing that. So that's what he needs to do. Whoever it was asking. Just needs to look like this. The other thing, I would like it to display, like I like how Carlo has his with the bar card. Maybe I don't have custom bar card. Maybe that's why mine's not showing bars. I don't know. The other thing is it would be nice if it actually said what the percentage is. And what I've got here doesn't say what the percentage is. It just says what needs to be plugged in, right? What about name convention change? Yeah, right. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? Sim Fun Greet. It's it's Home Assistant now. Home Assistant, Home Assistant, Home Assistant. No more confusion about Hasayo at all. Consider running on Proxmox. Yeah. I need the bar card. Yeah, I probably don't have the bar card. But wouldn't it tell me? I'm kind of surprised it didn't say, hey, you don't have the bar card. But let's just let's install the bar card. I'm sure it's in community here, right? Community plugins. Bar. Oh, that isn't. I do have the bar card. Is this it? Yeah, this is it. I guess I could have looked here too. It's just bar card. It's not custom bar card. Oh no, it's still just bar card. Yes, bar card should work. Oh boy, Doc streaming. There goes your garage storage project. Hey, Welbo, how you doing? That's okay. It won't be for very long. I got an hour max. Probably only another half hour. So, anyways, that was good. We can go on troubleshooting that if we want, but we don't have to. All right, Leon. Thanks for being here. We're gonna do this one again. Interested in what? So what we need to do here... Oh, Thomas! Oh, Thomas Loven! We are in the presence of greatness, y'all. Thomas is the master. If you go looking at Lovelace cards, which, by the way, we're just going to start calling something else too, right? Like front end or something. But anyways, if you go looking at Lovelace cards, Thomas has done almost all the work. Certainly most, if not all, of the best work has been done by Thomas. Thanks for being here, man. I am honored. I appreciate your work so much. Well, you could probably troubleshoot that real quick. I'm just not, I wanted to see the bars there, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong because Carlo did it here, but it's not a big deal. You don't have to troubleshoot this for me. I'm just glad you're here. We were just playing around answering a question for somebody because somebody was having a hard time getting this part to work. So we just made that happen, and hopefully whoever it was asking will see that. So, man, I hope you guys have all bought Thomas a coffee in GitHub for all his work. If you go to the community page and plugins, you could pick dang near any card here, especially like this attributes one, right? Not that anti-attributes card. I was just going to grab I'll get one of these installed ones. The button card. Is this yours? Nope. The button card is fantastic. Okay, so Thomas did everything except the button card. Oh, mini media player. That one's got to be yours too, right? No. Sorry. He really did do, though. My cards have a little blue diamond. Oh, okay. That's too funny. That like, Thomas does all the best stuff. And then I'm like, oh, this card's great. It must be Thomas. No, it's not Thomas. Oh, this one must be great. No, not Thomas. Oh, man. There they are. Right? All these. And a lot of yours they're like the basis for other things, right? It's the basis, the reason that some of this other stuff works is because of your cards. So, anyway, buy Thomas a coffee on layout card. Slider entity row, that's cool. Template entity row, state switch, more info card. Oh yeah, auto entities, of course. That was just the one we were working on. I don't know why I can't get that in there, but anyways. You have a buy me a coffee link on here? You don't? Thomas, selling yourself short, brother. Almost all the stuff I do is invisible because I'm terrible with graphic design. Well, yeah, like what you've done from like when I was talking a lot with Teaching Birds and with Dynotech, a couple people that do have some pretty mad graphic design skills. They like a lot of their stuff, that the way they arranged things and the way they made their stuff look beautiful was based on things that you made possible. So good work. State of your device trackers are strings and not numbers. Oh, that's why. Because it's looking at a device tracker. Thank you, Ludius. That's why mine won't show the bars, because it's showing a device tracker, not an entity that has a number. Is that what you're saying? I should have some things with battery, but graphic design is easy. The back end stuff is the more important part. That's right. Shabba dabba doo. Leave the entity in the filter section like he has. Okay. And then it will show. I guess I just need to do this part too, right? Then it will show anything that has entity in it. Okay, now I've got some more stuff that just is saying okay or low. Oh, it does say Jackson battery level. That's interesting. Why is that like doubled up like that? Level 14%. Okay or low. Interesting. Mobile phone battery. Try less than or equal to 100 and see what that shows. Okay. It's all the same ones. I mean, that'll just show anything that has a battery attribute, right? I guess it would be the same. Hey, No problem with the Discord spam. Dun, 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 dun. So what other questions you guys have? What other questions? What other things you guys want to look at or chat about? I was working on some hardware stuff today. I mentioned I was doing dimmer stuff, and I got here the Sonoff dimmer, and I was playing with Sonoff dimmer and the Shelly dimmer. Anybody who uses a lot of dimmers, in order to make a string, you don't want quotes. You mean to show this? I don't know what it's showing there. Gotten a chance to test Shelly for Hass? Yes, I did, Joy Bjorn, and we can totally talk about that. So, Shelly devices. First, how many people use dimmers? Raise your hand, because I don't use very many dimmers. I mean, by not very many, I mean none. Unfortunately, I'm stepping on DigiBlur's turf. Don't worry, he can dominate that all he wants. He can have it. No, I don't use them. And he's talking about dimming switches. These are. Has he done these? Has he done the Shelly dimmer or this? He probably hasn't done the Sonoff dimmer. I don't even know. I mean, I guess it's available. It's for sale on their website and stuff. But I did a lot of looking around, and I've only seen one other person that did something with the Sonoff dimmer. I'm a dimmer man myself. Every light's on a dimmer, including your porch. Oh, that's cool, Jeff. I didn't think much about needing or wanting dimmers until I saw a few people, including Reed from Smart Home Solver, who did a little video recently about a bunch of different cool things you can do with lights. And he and some others I've seen have a situation where as it gets dark outside, the lights start to turn on in the house, and they gradually, come up, and then they gradually go down. So that's pretty cool. And so I thought, well, that might actually be a decent use for some of these dimmers. But then most of my lights are really, all of the light bulbs that we have are LED non-dimmable bulbs. So it doesn't really help to have one of these. For strips of LEDs, it would help. And I just went on to AliExpress yesterday and bought like 15 strings or strips, just the LED strips, the non-waterproof kind. And I want to put them around my inside of my windows because and use it like that. So it would almost look like the sunlight is coming from the window, even when it's dark. You know what I mean? Like that's where the light would come from. So by the time you buy a dimmable bulb, a smart dimmer switch, it's so expensive. Probably true, yeah. Yeah, I haven't even looked at shopped for dimmable LED bulbs. But anyways, what I've done here, I did put Tasmota on this, which basically at this point just bricked it. So I don't know. I could put that part in the video, but I probably don't think I should or need to, because I can't really show anything other than I can say, yes, it is flashable. But I tried, going through each GPIO pin and turning it on and off, and it didn't do anything. It didn't respond at all. The light source didn't respond at all. So, and then of course I thought I had backed up the firmware, but it turned out I didn't. So I can't even go back to the way it was. But that's okay, because I wouldn't use this anyways. This really, without being able to use this in Home Assistant, I might use it with Tasmota, but I wouldn't use it without. This, on the other hand, the Shelly, oh, look, it turns green. Arr. Got a hole in my head. Less power to goof for power saving. Yeah, that's true. Too good for power. Oh, yeah, dimming is good for power saving. Yeah. But with the Shellys, man, oh man, back to what Joy was talking about. If you go to Community and you search under integrations for Shelly, this ended up being, to me, the best part of this Shelly dimmer was discovering this or installing it and using it. It is really nice. And basically what it does is you get your Shelly device, you connect your Shelly device to the app. You don't have to connect to their cloud at all. It gives you an option when you're setting up the device, and you can just say, no, I don't want to be on the cloud, and they say fine. And once you've done that, your devices will just show up in Home Assistant under states or whatever as Shelly stuff with 2 L's. Like, here's my Shelly dimmer. It says it's off right now. But even my other lights, like my other Shelly switches, showed up with their, power monitoring and stuff. All right, Hyson Blue, thanks for subscribing. We'll do some unicorns. But not everything is included yet, really. What stuff are you looking for, Thomas, that's not included? I'm just curious. Because it looked to me like it did everything I would want, but I don't have like every Shelly device. So would I recommend flashing the Shelly anyways? No, Anthony. At this point, I would not. I actually would not, because when you flash the Shelly, then you'll have to use MQTT. I guess you could use ESP Home and do the API or what are we calling it? REST or co-app. I don't know. Anyways, but with the Shelly integration, you don't even need MQTT. It just directly connects. Ooh, almost missed the stream, William. Almost missed the stream. It still has MQTT, but it doesn't use it. It doesn't use MQTT. I guess you could put it in there if you wanted to, but you don't need to. Right? So let's look at that component again. Let's go back into that page and we can look at, I went through this in the video and I'll get the video out. It might be a week or two. Need to find my Shellys. Yeah, I dug out a bunch of them because I'm like, wow, these just became that much better. Can you run this next to MQTT? Yes, you can, Milobi, you can. Using CoAP and REST communication, not MQTT. But yes. But you can still use MQTT if you want. I love the WLED stream. Thanks. Planning to buy a new ESP8266 when you have the money. Nice. Do I use Node MCUs? I do. Do I use cases? I either use something I 3D print myself, or I use soap dishes, like little travel soap dishes. Hey, Brendan, how's it going? I'm the reason why you have a Hasio Pi and started the install of Sonoff Minis around. All TYA, I might add. Awesome. Good work. Sorry, another subject. That's okay. We can scroll ourselves all the way around. Still loving Tasmota. Man, the new Tasmota is awesome too, isn't it? Hopefully you have more success with adding 2 functions on the Shelly switch than what I did. Oh, you know what, Joy? Did you, I think, was that you that was asking me about it? Because when I was looking at that Shelly instruction page, and we can look at this now. We could poking around in this. I really only had about probably 15 more minutes before I got to start running errands around town. But if we go here and we look at what this thing can do, when it talks about what to do with the buttons, it talks about them being events like this. So my guess would be what we would have to do. Let me power this. I don't remember which dimmer I connected now. Shoot. Probably this one. Most likely. Most probably. And then neutral in line. Okay. You guys want to see DrZzs shock himself? This will be the time. And Shellys are yeah. Shellys are great. They do include what I'm talking about, old used pill bottles. Oh, that's a good idea. Can you go back from Tasmota to the original Shelly firmware, Greg? Good question. I don't know. Oh gosh. Yep, 12 minutes ago they called. Okay, so we got about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Can you, I don't know if the Shelly firmware is available online to download. It probably is, but I don't know. You could try using the Tasmatizer, which has included, the Tasmatizer is this new little software that is basically just the same ESP tool, Python backend that is been used for all these other flashing devices. But this does have a backup original firmware option. So you can use this to back up your original firmware, and then you should be able to load it back on. I haven't done it, So I don't know if it really works or if there's any caveats to that, but I see the option there. So that's what I would recommend you do there. Just wanted to say thanks. Ran across one of your videos and they're great. Now I'm hooked. Oh, thanks, Fat Kid Joey. Appreciate that. Oh, too late. Flashed it a while back. Oh, well, I would think that this firmware is available. Just poke around GitHub, or you could even go to the Shelly Facebook page and post a message and say, can I get this firmware from somewhere? And I bet you can. Thoughts about the RGB W2? I have the RGB W2. I don't have much thoughts about it because I haven't used it, because I don't have any RGBWs really to use it with. So 2-click count even, then a 4-click event. Hopefully I can get the automation to fire without flashing the light and annoying the misses. Oh, I see what you're saying. It registers a 2-click count event, then a 4-click event. Automation fires fine listening on event. Okay, so you are doing it right. 4 clicks runs the automation, 2 clicks toggles the light. Problem is the light flicker when I try to run the automation. Oh, because you're going past. So I see. So you do 2 clicks and it does 1, and then you get to 4 clicks. Well, that's a problem. Now, can you do both? Can't you do 2 buttons? Like you could do one on the other button? It works. What theme am I using? I'm using the iOS dark theme that I modified a little bit. I put in this Home Assistant blue because I liked that better than the orange. And then I just had to tweak it so that I could get the background to work. And I think I might have extra rounded the corners. I can't remember. You have the RGB W2 and your kitchen cabinets and they work great. Yeah. I don't doubt that they do. I think they would. Do a double click for automation, single hold. Oh, so there you go. Shabba Dabba Doo's got a little idea. Yeah, you probably want to do something like that, like change up in some way that doesn't cross over. But can you not use 2 buttons? Because it has the button 1 and button 2, right? Can you just use the other one? Oh, you believe the original firmware is tied to the device MAC address. Oh, interesting, Hikaru. I didn't know that. Might be true. I honestly think at this point, with a Shelly, I would not change the firmware. I wouldn't. I would use it. I would set it up in the app. And in fact, again, it made me feel like, okay, now I actually can be even more comfortable using these because I don't have to go through. It's not going to take nearly as long, because before, I guess you could have done MQTT discovery, I think, but I would have gone through and had to set up the MQTT switches for all these parts, and you have to set up the switches, and then if they're power monitoring, got to set up the sensors, and not anymore. I just got to set them up in the app and done. So the original firmware is pretty flexible. It's pretty good. I wouldn't change it. What's the benefits of the Shelly over the Mini? This Shelly over the Sonoff Mini. I did a couple videos about it. If I recall, the things I felt were better. The relay is better in the Shelly. I think, what was some of the other stuff? I can't remember. Go back and look at the video. I'm sorry, I can't remember all the differences. I know that the relay was a strong point with the Shelly. You don't have to flash it. That was a big one, because flashing the Sonoff Mini is just not very easy. It's okay if you have that little print. Somebody made a 3D printed sort of jig. You can just stick it on, press it down, hit flash, and then do it. That's fine. Yeah, the amps, the relay, yep. Double click automation, long press automation works like a charm. Don't get me wrong, everyone. Problem lies when you fire an event that has the same beginning. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Automation click is available only on Switch. But what was the other thing I was going to think about for the Mini? Oh, I was looking at today, since I was doing this, I was looking at the Shelly prices, and even the price has come down some. So, like, if we're going to compare apples to apples, then you would say the Shelly 1 would be what you would compare with the Sonoff Mini, and the Shelly 1 is down to 8.25 euros. That's not too bad. This one has power monitoring, and I don't remember what the Sonoff Mini cost. The thing I liked about the Sonoff Mini was that you could add I think you could add a sensor, but I actually never really got it to work very well. Why doesn't it? Sonoff Mini. Here we go. Buy. Where's the buy button? So if there is a Sonoff integration or a custom component for Sonoff devices, I haven't got it to work very well. €6 normally, 5 is good for the Mini. Okay, so they're cheaper, and that was fine. Found the Mini super easy to flash OTA after watching your video. Good. If you flash them, they both take sensors. Are you able to add fake entities like sensors, lights, and switches? I'm planning on getting a Shelly, but want to test Home Assistant first with these in. Yeah, you can, right? You can add a switch, and it's going to ask you for where to look for its input. You can just use an MQTT topic that doesn't exist, or you can use an MQTT topic and then you can just send things to that topic with something else. Well, just directly from the MQTT tab would be an option. If you go to developer tools, there's that MQTT tab now. So you can listen and you can publish MQTT topics. So, or like Mark said, I mean, that's for like if you wanted to do sensors, but like Mark says, you can just do a binary. How am I dealing with the China stuff? Yeah, we're not going to go, Leonardo, unfortunately. Sad news. Yeah, we're not going to go to China. So we're going to have to reschedule it. Sonoff Mini just bought 5 of those. That's awesome. Is the Sonoff Mini certified in Europe? I'm pretty sure it is certified in Europe. It's not in the US, which is another big plus for the Shelly if you're in the US, is it is. So they both are good for different things. I think it's hard to say this is the best one in this or this is the best one over, always, and this one is not, this one is just inferior always. It's just a little bit more nuanced than that. You got a few other things to consider instead of just this one's best and that one's not. I think of the Sonoffs currently, of what Sonoff is offering right now currently, I think the Mini is the best one of what they're offering. Because the new basic, the Zigbee, I've tried 2 of their Zigbee devices now, because they're putting out Zigbee devices now. And I've tried the S31 and the Sonoff basic Zigbee device, and I got them both to connect to decons, but they were behaving really funny. When I would flip the switch, the like Home Assistant switch for one of them, for I think it was the plug, the S31, and it would just go back and forth on and off like a couple times. So it didn't really strike me as being ready. Or at least it's not super decons compatible, I guess. Have I used the fan? Yeah, I have. And the speed doesn't work well. Mexico, if you are in the US and you're using 120 volts, then their fan module is going to not have the speed control that you want. It's going to go super, super slow and then like normal. Like as far as your stages. If you're in the UK or I guess anywhere else in the world where you have 240 or 220, whatever you want to call it, then it's going to work fine. And they haven't made a US one that's made for our voltage. Reminder, the Sonoff Mini is OTA flashing to Tasmota. Not well known. Because of the DIY thing? You're saying, Will? It does have the DIY. That's right. Yep. It has to have the DIY mode to flash it. Yep. Has anyone in North America fan controller? No. I wish. I think the last time we tinkered around with fan controllers, my conclusion ended up being that we should just basically replace the little clicker, the little 3-clicker switch with some relays. And just, with a combination of which one is connected to which capacitor. That way you're just using the capacitors in the fan already that are moderating the speed, and you can just switch which one of those you're using. All right, Mod Sturka gets this one. Thanks for subscribing. Does DigiHack one a fan controller? I don't know. Doesn't Shelly have a device with no neutral wire being required? Several of them do now, Tyson. Sonoff does, and a bunch of others did. Lost your connection. What have you missed? Oh, we'll back up for you, James. No worries. Just Piston's here new too now. What did he miss? Okay, let me tell you about the bug. This is what we'll talk about the bug for another 5 minutes, and then I'll have to sign off. Okay. Oh, he changed out the capacitors. Yeah, I guess you could do that too. That's too much work. A Sonoff 4X relay for a ceiling fan? Yes, it would. Yes, JD. Something like that. I don't even know. Yeah, it would, because you want one for the light and then one for each speed. So yes, it would work. And then you would just put 3 of them as whatever you call that, interlocking. So you could only have one at a time of those 3. You could still have the light on and off, but one of those times. Maybe someday I'll do that. Travis fixed the iFan, works in the US fan. He has a video. Cool. Excellent. Excellent. So back to the bug for a second, because I have been working on the bug a lot. And my plan now, as it stands, is since I'm not going to China, I'm going to try and just work some of the time, because that's how I make money, my actual job. But the time, I probably won't be able to work all those days. So I will still have some days off during that time when we were going to go to China. And so I'm going to dedicate some full days to the bug. I have a neighbor here who's a genius. His name's John. You guys will probably meet him at some point, or you'll certainly hear me talk about him. He is an engineer, and he is a genius. When I showed him the motor controller that I got from eBay and the instructions on how to communicate with it, he's like, "Oh yeah, we can do that." And he came over here and brought his oscilloscope, and we sat down and we were typing in hexadecimal codes through my FTDI adapter, and it was doing some things, but it wasn't behaving the way we thought it would. So I have messaged the eBay guy just to see if there's any more clarity. The problem there only is I won't be able to probably get out the sensor information. Like, it's got sensors. The motor controller has sensors for temperature, for voltage, for current, several other things. Probably got a half a dozen or so more little things it can tell you if you can communicate with it. And we probably aren't going to be able to. And that's okay, because all I need is a voltage output monitor for the battery, so that I know where the battery is in its charge range, so that I know how much time I have left to drive before I have to park it. And the throttle I can just do with a potentiometer and no problem. It's going to, push the gas or whatever, and it'll go. Okay, that's fine. Here's the problem, because this is how I work, right? So I kind of been just sort of ballparking some of this stuff with the bug, right? If you guys don't know, can I communicate? Yeah. So I've just been kind of ballparking some of this stuff. Like, I don't really know the specs on the motor. It doesn't have a plate on it. I did get another motor that's exactly the same, and it has a plate, and I've tried to look it up, and there's like no information. Like, those motors were made and were being used before like putting your spec sheets online was a thing. So it's really hard to find. I haven't found any really good information about the motors yet. So I don't know, like, what's the optimal RPMs? Like, what's the stall current and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I assumed, well, if it'll spin at certain voltage, and it's a DC motor, so it'll spin faster at a higher voltage, so we'll get it to a decent speed. And I tried to do a little calculation based on like how many times the wheels go around in a mile and in a minute, and figure out, how would I get to kilometers per hour, because it's, metric. Yeah, I definitely need to go in a second. Work's still calling. But what I forgot to take, and I looked at it and thought, well, this is going to be fine, because I'll be in 4th gear. The gear ratio is like 1 thereabouts. So that'll be fine. Like, as long as I can get the motor spinning at 1,000 RPMs, 1,500 RPMs, I'll be going fast enough. What I completely forgot to take into account was the differential gear ratio, right? Because it doesn't just go because the motor spun around, the wheel spins around once, right? Motor shaft spins once, wheel spins once. No, that's not. That's what I thought, and that's what I was calculating. I totally forgot about the differential gear, and that is like a factor of 3. And so right now, if I can't get the motor to go at more than like 1,500 RPMs, that car is going to go like 30 miles an hour. So it may be, we'll see. So anyways, I'm going to have to go, fellas. I hate to cut everybody off here, but I got work calling me and I got a couple errands to run before 3 o'clock, but I wanted to get on here and I want to do this. We're going to end off this way. This is I like streaming a lot and I want to do it more and I want it to be better and effective. It's good, but we can always make things better. So a couple of the things that I want to start doing is making sure I've got mods, plenty of them, and I've got some and I'm making some more. So I want to increase the number of mods that we have in the channel and in the chat. And then I would ask the mods to help with feeding me questions, because as much as I love kind of bouncing around, and I'll still do it, you know, somebody will ask me a question and I'll completely go squirrel crazy off the other side and, you know, get distracted. But to help focus, like I went back and watched some of my streams and they're better when I focus for a while on something. So in order to help me focus, I'm going to ask the mods to help feed me the good questions, or the ones that they think are really good, that everybody would like to hear about, or that you'd like me to try and goof around with. Okay. And then the other thing we talked about on the last stream was I still don't have that bot working. I could set up another bot or whatever for random sticker giveaways, but I think we've done a year's worth of random sticker giveaways. We've done, you know, Thanksgiving, we gave away stickers to everybody that was on that day. And it was like 90 people or something that wanted stickers that day. So I think what I'd like to do is transition from random sticker giveaways to, like, I don't even want to say merit, but maybe that's right. Merit-based sort of sticker giveaway. So maybe come up with a way that we can vote and have the viewers, you guys, decide who gets the stickers. Maybe, you know, I can randomly pick somebody here and there, but I don't want to show favorites or anything. So I would like to leave it to you guys, or we could do a trivia thing every once in a while. That was kind of fun. So anyways, be thinking about that. That's what I've got in mind for the streams as we keep on going here through 2020, is some more mods, some more focus, and a little bit different way to give away stickers. Jeff always wants the stickers. Winter day. That was winter day. Okay. Anyways, today we're not going to do stickers because I got to go right now. I'm like already late. So thanks for being here. Violent Poo. I can make you a mod on, I don't think I can I? Oh, you already are. Oh no, it's because you're showing up as a restream. Anyways, I got to go. So, no kids are home to sign off. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out for a little while. Sorry it wasn't very long, but, you know, we got some fun. We hopefully helped out a little bit with that. It was awesome to see Thomas here. Very, very humbled that he was here to say hi. So, anyways, that's all for now. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time, adios. And next time will be Sunday. We will do a regular Sunday stream. So, take care, everybody. Have a good one. Adios.